from the bathroom where, of course, it ran out of toilet paper that I mentioned to him 2 days ago. Now, if I go remind him, he's the kind of guy that would get upset with me instead of saying thanks for reminding me. As far as I know, there's just one other person here. So it's not like he's overwhelmed with work. He's overwhelmed more with trying to find out how he's going to collect the money of a property where somebody else hasn't paid him, the son of a friend in another province, instead of taking care of people here or this property here. So like, you know, he's got the form now, the BC Ministry of Poverty Creation form, because when he attacked me the other day saying, oh, how come you're not, like, why is the first thing you're telling me is this, instead of saying thank you for cleaning the sink there, and he didn't even get to find out what else I did to clean here. Which is like, oh, you see this form on the wall which doesn't have his name on it? We got to keep this area clean. That's the point, I cleaned it. Why are you attacking me for something on the floor that you think is trash when it's clean recycling, because you won't do it, and not saying thank you for the sink, which is related to that form you're pointing. Anyways, it's funny, he wants to go back in there, and as a way to show he wants to go and try again outside and make friends with that cat. By the way, I want to say that having that cat in my life has made me significantly happier and more fun to be alone. I mean, I don't want to be alone. I'm a social creature. I have social skills to interact with other primates, but so it's making me happy. But the other, you know, he's in the age where his hormones are, he should be neuter. So I run the risk of having him spray inside here or something like that, because now he's like, he wants to go maybe try to make friends with that male cat or fight. I don't know what. He's like, he was confused the first time he was there outside today with the cat. I'm not sure, he was panicking big time, almost could have torn my face off. And I want to say, I'm grateful he's in my life. But again, like, I'm rationing his last can until Tuesday, where I'm going to burn fuel to go get some food for him too, with the last $100 I have, but I need fuel money too. And my own government, BC and Quebec and Ontario and Canada owes me money. So anyways, so it's kind of weird, right? I mean, like, I can't take care of a cat that requires minimal expenses and brings happiness in my life. So, and runs the risk of ruining and freaking out here more, right, inside this limited place, right? I cleaned that badminton bag, and it's got almost the things I use. But I mean, when I left Vancouver Island, I gave a bag like this that was worth about $600 to two of my students, and I just said to the mom, hey, just film a video you'll send me that they're opening it and are happy with the different things in there. And that wasn't done, right? It's all about receive, take. So the guy here, he's never going to be able to ask me for help. He's overcharging, of course, for what it is. And of course, if I explain to the ministry, one of the reasons I leave is you owe me money, ministry, including for this rent and previous rents that I've provided evidence for, is this. And the times that you actually close a file or don't is so far down the line that it's almost like for the entire BC Ministry of Poverty Creation, there's one person that knows how to make phone calls or open an attachment that's a screenshot as data. It's like nobody else is trained for that there. So if I explain to them, well, you owe me money, I had to leave, you've made me homeless again, you make me the vulnerable sector because this guy could freak out at any time and keep the money. Like, let's say they decide, the ministry, to send him money directly, and he's aggressive and I have to leave when I just want to help him, and he freaks out because he feels judged by everything all the time and he's overwhelmed with this monetary paradigm. It'd be crazy. So if I say, well, if I stay, I would have to ask for damage deposit for 3 things. For toilet paper, because he's leaving to another province again in a few days. And he said he'd get me that form before that, but if I follow up, I don't know if it'll be another argument. Plus, you know, like, the damage deposit is buying toilet paper, and there's like 3 light bulbs, but only one's working in the bathroom. So when we lose the other one, I don't know, do I have to buy light bulbs? Or is he going to leave some somewhere? What about something breaking? I told him about the air filter in the dryer. I told him I wanted Bar's vacuum to do the top vent that's plugged in the bathroom. And just the answer, and sometimes, like, he just doesn't like to be suggested what to do that he's failing at. And so sometimes he'll do it later, like he put like a box of pizza, because he's paranoid about people coming in here that shouldn't be here. There's like almost nobody here. Not with that attitude. Not with people primates ruining the beautiful forests. Luckily, there's this nice cat that's here as well, but not mine. I mean, the other one is very patient with Maverick today. So the damage deposit would be like, let's say he decides he's had enough of me being human and feeling inadequate and blames it on me. And then he kicks me out when I've already paid. And he feels like, who's going to defend me? Not the BC Ministry of Poverty Creation that wants to just send him money directly and then blame me for not being a good victim to him as the vulnerable sector that they are creating more and more in my life, right? I'm at the whim of people like this. But also the damage deposit would be for if I get a job somewhere else, right? Then maybe I'd lose that prepaid month naturally, because maybe that'd be a real agreement we'd have or something like that. But that requires signing contracts and keeping agreements, and that's not what BC Ministry of Poverty Creation or Rednecks do. But also all the things I'd have to buy just to stay here and protect myself from insanity, right? Because, for example, if I have to leave really quick because something's burning down because it's not well maintained, the only thing he thinks needs to be done here is mowing the lawn, which is not required yet. But who's running your campground then? And why do you want to go buy more property somewhere else? Anyways, that's, you guys, like I sent emails to you, RCMP, the BC Human Rights Tribunal, BC Ministry of Poverty Creation, their own minister, the MLA, and also the ombuds people. Nobody's answered. Then they'll say, oh, you should just do the file in this way. Well, first of all, show me you care. Okay, and I told you in the email, so that means if you read it, you'll say, "Oh yeah, Martin. Again, we'll tell you we can't do anything until you do this application." Now, I need some assurances from the ombuds people and the tribunal because I've contacted them before, and I have done files with the ombuds people, like let's say the Vancouver Island University, and what they did was they pick and choose something that doesn't fall under their criteria while the rest does. So that means they're like the RCMP. They don't want to do the work if there's a tiny portion of a civil matter in criminal matter. There's criminal investigations should be done with the BC Ministry of Poverty Creation. I'll testify in court how many times I have to do this. I'll fill out your forms. So can any of you that think you're better than this guy here contact me using your real name? Get out of the shadows. Because pretty much at this point of the Anthropocene, if you have a bank account and you have regular paychecks coming in, you're the villain. So as a villain, prove to me you're not by stepping out of the shadows, saying your name, and saying you'll work with me on the things you receive your paycheck for. Is that too much to ask? Because I'm stuck living during the Anthropocene with you guys as failed people primates, but at least I have my cat. But I need to be able to take care of my cat. And it requires you not stealing from me, breaking the agreements that you make that deserve receiving these paychecks, or deserve the roles or titles that you expect me to give you respect for. But I present you with the data, and you don't want to show up as yourselves to say, okay, I am like this, and okay, I don't want to be like this. I want to grow up before I die. Prove to me you want to grow up before you die.